and welcome to this week's edition of Marquette in Motion. We're your hosts, Hallie Tilburg
and Miranda Peters.
Today we will be informing you on a speaker that came to Marquette, former WNBA player Rashia Brown.
Telling you more about the elementary moon rock program from NASA that visited our students.
Answering your questions in You Ask, We Answer.
Giving you all the sports updates.
And interviewing the Marquette High School math teacher, Mrs. Storm.
But before we dive into all of that, we're going to be telling you a little bit about every student's favorite time of the year, the upcoming parent-teacher conferences. Conferences will be starting Wednesday after the early out and will also be held Thursday by appointment.
While the students, myself included, will be enjoying 2 half days and no school on Friday, teachers will be busy preparing and hosting parent-teacher conferences.
So, what exactly do teachers do to get ready for conferences? To answer this question, we surveyed the Marquette faculty on what they do to prepare for this event.
Some answers included completing multiple student assessments, reviewing students' strengths and areas to improve, downloading grade reports, gathering examples of student work.
Also included were answers like preparing the hallways with student artwork, cleaning the classroom, dusting lockers, and setting chairs out in the hallway for parents.
The teachers definitely put a lot of work into conferences. Up next, we have someone who's known for a different kind of conference, Rashia Brown, member of the Southern Conference Hall of Fame. Catherine Heimbuck is here to tell us more.
On Wednesday, October 5th, Marquette's 4th through 8th grade students got to meet WNBA player Rashia Brown. Rashia Brown has played basketball since she started on junior varsity at Summerville High School in South Carolina. Over the years, she has won many awards, such as Southern Conference Freshman of the Year, Southern Conference Player of the Year, and many MVPs. Rashia played over in Europe for 10 years. I personally think she's a very inspiring person, wouldn't you? An 8th grade boy I interviewed said exactly that. It was very inspiring to listen to her talk about all the obstacles she overcame, and it made me think that if I put a lot of hard work into doing something I love, great things can happen. But what did she talk about? She was a great public speaker, and she talked about all the sacrifices she made to become this good. She also talked about keeping your grades up and how it can help you in the long run. Finally, she talked about passion. She even used the word passion as an acronym to showcase all the qualities one needs to succeed. Well, it sounds like Rashia Brown has tons of passion to share, and we appreciate that she took the time to visit us at Marquette Catholic. This has been Catherine Heimbuck for Marquette in Motion. Stay tuned. More Marquette in Motion on the way.
Welcome back to Marquette in Motion. Up next is the man with all the answers, Spencer Huxmeyer, who is here to answer your questions, and You Ask, We Answer.
His first question reads, do you still collect milk caps? And if so, where does the money go?
Yes, our school still collects the General Mills box tops and the Prairie Farm milk caps. The money earned from the milk caps and box tops goes back into the General Education Fund for curriculum items for our students. And in case you're wondering, the Campbell's soup labels are no longer collected as the company has discontinued this promotion.
The second question is, why did I see Marquette students walking around the park at the end of school on Wednesday?
On Wednesday afternoon, Marquette Catholic students and teachers could be seen circling around the park from 2:30 to 3 to observe Step It Up. Step It Up is a program initiated by the Surgeon General to promote walking and walking in communities. Marquette participates in the program each fall and spring as grades K through 12 walk around the park for 30 minutes.
The final question reads, I see college visit days scheduled on the calendar. What happens on these days?
On college visit days, various colleges send a representative to Marquette to tell about that college and its programs. Marquette juniors and seniors who are interested in that particular college are excused from their normal class to attend the short program. As for me in this program, keep sending your questions to marquetteinmotion@marquettecatholic.com. From Marquette in Motion, this has been Spencer Huxmeyer.
Thanks, Spencer. Up next is Justina Denlinger to inform you about the elementary moon rock program. Take it away, Justina.
On Thursday, Marquette Catholic's K-5 students had a very unique experience. Dave Gossman visited each classroom and with him brought bona fide moon rocks, encased in glass, of course. Dave Gossman is a volunteer certified to borrow moon rocks from NASA, and his father actually knew Neil Armstrong and worked with him in the Air Force. To create even more excitement for the students, Mr. Gossman brought a large sheet looking like the surface of the moon for children to sit on. He also shared large posters showing pictures of man walking on the moon and brought a detailed picture of the surface of the moon. Mr. Gossman shared information about NASA's expeditions to the moon and allowed the students to ask questions. From Marquette in Motion, this has been Justina Denlinger. Stay tuned. We'll be answering all of your questions, sports-related, in our next segment.
Welcome back, and thanks for staying tuned in. Here now are Sam Peters and Jonathan Herrig to update you on all the Marquette sports.
Thanks, Miranda. Unlike other weeks, Marquette has had only one night of volleyball games playing at home against Springville this past Tuesday. Last year, Springville beat Marquette in the sub-state game. They are still certainly at the top of their game, beating Marquette on all three levels. Varsity lost in 3 sets, however Marquette was still within a few points of Springville in each of the 3 sets.
Thanks, Jonathan. The Marquette cross-country teams competed at their annual Marquette Cross Country Invitational, held at the Bellevue Golf Course. This was a great meet for both the boys and girls teams, with many of the runners achieving their personal records. The boys team placed 4th, with Sam Peters and Will Dross receiving medals for the top 15 finishes. The girls team was able to once again run away with a first-place victory, with Hallie Kilberg placing 2nd, Annika Frank 4th, Ashley Coos 9th, and Macy Kramer 10th. Great job, girls and boys.
Also, we would like to remind you about Marquette's blood drive that is taking place on October 19th in the MEC. If you would like to donate, you can call into the school office at 563-872-3356 to set up an appointment.
Our fall parent-teacher conferences are also next week, Wednesday and Thursday, the 12th and 13th. School dismisses each day at 12:10, and when you come to conferences, you will be able to stop by the book fair to purchase all the new books, Wednesday from 3 to 8:30. For Marquette in Motion, this has been Sam Peters.
And Jonathan Herrig with your Marquette Sports and Updates report.
Thanks, guys. Next, we have Brooklyn Moore and Kelsey Gerlach interviewing Marquette's math teacher, Mrs. Storm.
Hello, everyone. I'm Brooklyn Moore.
And I'm Kelsey Gerlach.
And today, we'll be interviewing Mrs. Storm, Marquette Catholic's math teacher.
So, Mrs. Storm, what have you been doing over the summer?
I coached a lot of softball practice, spent time with my kids, and we got a new dog.
Oh, that sounds fun. What kind of dog did you get?
We got a golden doodle dog.
What did you name it?
Her name is Riley. She was named before we got her.
So, what different classes do you teach?
I teach AP Calculus, Pre-Calculus, Algebra 1, Algebra 2, Geometry, Discrete Math, and Probability and Statistics.
What methods do you use to help the students understand what you're teaching them?
I teach the lesson, I show examples, I have them do examples, and with the homework, I have them correct their mistakes to learn from that as well.
What's your favorite thing to teach, and what's your least favorite thing to teach?
I think my favorite classes are my calculus and AP Calculus because they present a challenge for me as a teacher in keeping up with the content. And I don't know that I have a least favorite class to teach.
Like proofs?
Well, that's not a class, but I don't dislike teaching anything.
Okay, so do you have any goals for this year?
I always have goals, I guess. One of them is to try and spend as much time with my family as I can, but to also stay prepared for all of my classes, especially with a new class and 2 new books.
So, how do you manage school and your kids and your family?
I just do the best I can every day. I try and get as much schoolwork done here as I can, spend time with my family when they're awake, and then when my kids go to bed, I finish the schoolwork I haven't gotten completed for the next day.
That's nice. Well, I have one last question for you. Following Mr. Kaiser's lead with all his puns, do you have any good math puns?
Do you want me to tell you the pun?
I mean, you can just tell us your favorite one, whatever you want.
The favorite one I've used so far is the one that says, I support farmers, so I must be.
Protractor. But I'm. That's a good one. I'm gonna use that. I'm sure Kelsey will too. So thanks for letting us interview you, Mrs. Storm. For Marquette in Motion, this has been Brooklyn Moore
And Kelsey Gerlach.
with Tell Us More.
Thanks for reporting, everybody.
And thank you for tuning in to Marquette in Motion. This has been Hallie Kilberg.
And Miranda Peters. And remember, stay informed, stay involved, stay
In motion!